You like food? Well, if you do, you can thank this guy, as he pollinates over 80% of the world's crops. And if you lived in ancient Maya, you'd be thanking this guy, a Muzen cob. But before we get to him, we should understand what bees and honey meant to Mayan culture. Firstly, the bees that the Maya interacted with were not at all like the ones most of us will encounter today. The Zunan cob, also known as the royal lady bee, was a stingerless bee native to the southern Yucatan Peninsula. The bee was believed to be a link to the spirit world and a gift from the bee god Muzen cob.
Open the box, Joe!
The things that the bees produced were a large part of everyday life. The royal jelly, which was basically baby bee food, was used in medicine. Beeswax was used in torches and candles. The honey, which was obviously used as a sweetener, was also used to make this drink called Beecheii. Now, Beecheii is very similar to mead. It's a fermented honey drink, except Beecheii is fermented with bark from a leguminous tree, which gives it some psychedelic effects. And to help intensify some of these effects, the Maya did Beecheii enemas.
So yeah, the Mayans invented butt chucking, but it was usually only done during religious ceremonies. And because of the common use of honey, hives became very common. One account from a Spanish colonizer stated,
"In New Spain, the Indians keep these hives close to their home. They bring them from the forest. The bees just let themselves be handled."
You see, the royal lady bee doesn't build honeycombs like we're used to seeing. Rather, they live in hollowed-out trees, choosing to store their honey in pods of wax. As an early form of beehive, the Maya used what is known today as a holbon. It's basically a hollowed-out log with its end sealed and a small hole for bee access, and when it comes time to harvest, they just have to remove the end and collect the honey. So when the Spaniards did arrive, they found huge apiaries with 1,000 to 2,000 hives each.
Large is this beekeeping activity and commerce in honey. It is not inferior to that of Castile in color and flavor. The beekeeping is indeed a beautiful thing. There are very large areas of land devoted to it in the land of honey. This is mine now.
So Spain took what was divinely ordained to them, which was most of Central America, as well as the honey and the wax that were in it.
So a report from 1549 stated that over 3 metric tons of honey and over 277 metric tons of beeswax were exported from the Yucatan. So what's this all have to do with our great bee man?
Unfortunately, there's not too much to know about the god of bees. A lot of information was lost during the Spanish conquest of the Maya. As well as by the time the Spanish had arrived, the population already dwindled drastically. Death came from a combination of war, famine, and old world diseases, so we don't have much information to go off of. Archaeologists believe that Muzen cob is the same god as the diving god that is depicted in the ruins of Tulum, as the region produced a lot of honey. From a book of Shalam Balam, Muzen cob also had a part in creation, but it's a bit unclear.
And that's not where the story ends. Muzen cob still lives on in the hearts of modern-day beekeeping in the Yucatan. The bee is still sacred, and families' personal hives can last a whole lifetime. The royal lady bee, however, has faced massive amounts of habitat loss and deforestation. A study done in 2015 showed that the number of hives had decreased 93% since 1990. So hopefully with better conservation efforts and more studies done into managing these artificial hives, Muzen cob's great gift will be able to live on.
Hi, thanks for watching. If you're interested in learning more about modern-day beekeeping in the Yucatan, I will leave some links in the end card somewhere around here, and I'll also put all my sources in a paste bin and leave a link to that down below. That was all filmed in June, and it is now the last week of September, so kind of suck at doing things, but we're taking some drugs to kind of help with that now. So hopefully we'll have another video out by next Friday. That's the goal. I'm going to say it on here, so that way I have to do it, right? But fact of the matter is we have episode 1 out, so I don't need to worry about that anymore. So here's to improving. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. I don't know how to end this. And cut. Oh, I should probably stop the audio recording. Dumb.